I was really curious about something. Do you think that when a horror movie is going to get made, and I mean any horror movie, that the first thing they do is get the Rolodex and look for Lin Shaye's number? Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to an all-new Talkin Movies. As always, I'm your host, the real Gino Reynolds, and today we're going to be talking about what was supposed to be a reboot of the 2004 remake of the Japanese version of The Grudge, but now apparently this movie takes place at the same time as either the Japanese version or the American version. Here's the thing, I'm not really sure because I've never seen any of them. Okay, so the basic setup for this movie, from what I can gather, is that it connects with the other ones, or at least, I don't know if it's supposed to be the American one or the Japanese one. Maybe if you see it, you can tell me. But from what I can gather, a realtor in Japan basically brings the curse to America. And then now that house, this house in America, is cursed. So then murders happen in the house. The movie takes place over like 3 years. It starts in 2004, goes to 2006. And the basic story is a police detective who just came to town. They find someone dead in a car, and it leads them to this house. And this police detective, of course, goes in the house, gets cursed, and she starts seeing things, but she's also investigating the past. So we're getting flashbacks to different stories that happened in the past that are all kind of coming together in this investigation. I will warn you, there's probably going to be some spoilers in this review. I won't spoil everything, but I do have to talk about the end, and we'll get to that. I will say this, if you don't want anything really spoiled, while I found parts of this movie interesting, there was a lot I didn't, and I can't recommend it. And it doesn't even make me want to watch the other ones either. It did nothing for me to make me go, wow, I need to go back and watch however many there are. What is it, 3 or 4 American versions, and then at least one Japanese version. I don't know if they have sequels. I've never really cared to see them. But, okay, so that's it. I can't really recommend it. All right, so here we go. What did I like about this movie? First, I like a lot of the people in it, and I like the performances. You have, like, Damian Bashir. Lin Shaye's in this. Of course, it's a horror movie, so of course Lin Shaye's in it. John Cho's really good in this. Betty Gilpin, I really like her. Frankie Faison shows up. William Sadler shows up. So there's a decent cast in this, okay? And I thought the performances were pretty solid. I'm not saying award-winning or anything, but horror movie solid, right? So I liked the performances, and I liked the police investigation. I liked seeing the flashback stories, how all that stuff came together. That stuff was kind of interesting, and I was hoping that it would be enough to carry this movie. Because what it is you have this cop that she's... everything she investigates, and then the leads to these flashbacks where it shows you, okay, what... in the end you find out what happened to the family of the woman that brought the curse over, but you also see the story of that family plus 2 other families, and what happens in that house. So, okay, that stuff's interesting, and I was enjoying that part, and I did enjoy that part of the movie. I mean, granted, when that stuff was over, my interest went away because this movie has 2 really big problems. First, let's talk plot holes. Now, this movie has many gaping plot holes. Now, I don't know if the Japanese version or the other versions have these plot holes, but here's the thing, okay? You have people going into this house, and the rule is, if you step foot in this house, you are cursed. You can't tell me that only these few people were cursed, okay? Because you had a house that had multiple murders happen in it at different times. So you can't tell me, I mean, yes, we do, they do talk to one cop that went in there and he gets cursed, right? It's Damian Bashir's partner, played by William Sadler. Okay, so you have that, but you can't tell me that murders happen in this house. You can't tell me there aren't first responders, other cops. Plus they talk about the feds getting involved. How many people are cursed? Yet we get to see none of this. I thought maybe there would be an after credit scene where, because, okay, let's talk about the end, because I have to talk about the end to talk about this. The end of the movie is the tropiest of the tropes, where, oh, we thought we stopped it, but no, the curse isn't over, right? You've seen it a million times in a million different movies, and you've seen it done way better. So I thought maybe if they would have solved the problem, like if this cop would have gotten rid of the curse by burning the house down, that it would maybe show, oh wait, there was this other person that stepped in and they're cursed too, right? But no, they don't even talk about the many of other people that could have stepped into this house and been cursed. So yeah, gaping plot holes, not just one, but many, many, many plot holes when it comes to that. The other thing that, that really bothered me about this movie, and granted, having not seen the other ones, I don't know if I'm seeing a lot of the same stuff that happened or just variations, if they're going to some of the old favorites or whatever. I don't know any of this, but if this was the stuff in the other movie, I would have been bored to tears. This movie is not scary at all. This horror movie, every scare is tropey. You've seen it before. Oh, someone popped up behind them. Oh, there's the cheap jump scare. Oh, when they turn their head, the person's there. Oh, when the light goes off, it's there. When they turn it back off, it's gone. And then they look away and turn the light off, and there's the person. You've seen this stuff before. It's boring. The scares are boring. Look, I'm all for movies using scares over again, but you have to make it interesting. I think that's like what the Conjuring movies, at least the main ones anyway, have done really well. Yeah, you may have seen this stuff before, but at least they keep it interesting and find ways to make it new and interesting. This one did nothing, absolutely nothing to make it's like if you think there's a jump scare that's going to happen, it happens. If you think someone's going to pop up when the lights go off, it's going to happen. If you think the movie's going to end with the ghost is still there, it still happens. It's all tropey, it's all boring, and it makes this one not worth checking out for me. January, of course, is known as the movie dumping run. Yeah, you get some of the Oscar contenders and stuff that were in limited release that get full releases in January. I'm not talking about those. It's just when there's new movies, you may get one or two decent ones, and sometimes you get one really good one that they slip one in there in January, but most of the movies in January are usually not very good, and it's a dumping ground, especially the first weekend. They've been trying to do horror movies a lot over the last few years, from what I can remember, and they try to put them at the first of the year, and usually none of them are worth watching. And I have to say this, the Grudge, whether it's supposed to be a soft reboot or a connection to the other movies or whatever, it's the first to the landfill. That's going to be all for this edition of Talkin Movies. If you like what you've heard here, please subscribe to the Real Gino YouTube channel. Like this video. If you have anything to say about The Grudge, the Japanese version, the other versions, this one, please feel free to leave a comment in the section below. Till next time, I'm your host, the Real Gino Reynolds. See you later.